Hi there, Floating in Dreams here. These drugstore products are better than high-end. Welcome to everybody watching today. Welcome to Drugstore Week. This is going to be video number 2 in Drugstore Week, and I'm going to tell you all about pretty much a full face makeup look and some of my products that I love from the drugstore that I feel are much better than their high-end counterparts. You can call them dupes if you like, because of course we do find that a lot of drugstore brands dupe higher-end brands, but sometimes the drugstore did it first. So who is duping who here? But if you were looking for drugstore recommendations, then these are some of my tried and true, long-standing favorites. So let's go over them. So I don't know where you usually start your makeup look, but I start with primer, and something that I feel is better than high-end is the Essence Jelly Grip Primer. From the looks of it, you can already tell, of course, this is a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, and I like this better. The Milk Makeup expires quite quickly. It goes this really murky dark green color and goes very slimy when it does. I still have a mini for comparison reasons because I do really love the Milk Makeup product, but it's something you need to go through really quickly. Plus, it is quite expensive for what it is. Essence does it for peanuts at the drugstore. I like this a lot better. It is actually, like, performance-wise, exactly the same product as the Milk Makeup. So for me, you really don't have to shell out the kind of money that the Milk Makeup has you pay for it, because you can definitely get it for cheaper. Another step I like to do at the start of my makeup routine is eyeshadow primer, and my favorite eyeshadow primer is always a drugstore product because I don't tend to love the high-end versions anymore. And the Milani eyeshadow primer, till this day, is my favorite. This is unopened, so I'm not going to be showing you this. A lot of these are actually unopened. But yeah, this one is a repurchase after repurchase after repurchase. This is like my 4th or 5th one. I love the Milani eyeshadow primer a lot. For foundation, I had a look at my entire makeup collection, and there was quite a lot where I was like, yeah, I love that. But especially foundation-wise, I feel that the drugstore can sometimes be a little bit, because the shade range isn't always right for me. I'm quite fair-skinned. I've got a cool to neutral undertone. I prefer if my foundation has a little bit of pink running through it, and I just find it easier to find those kind of shades at higher-end brands. So if you want to splurge on a product, I would say make it a foundation that I think is still like elite within high-end brands. But I do have products that I like from the drugstore, and something that I like better because I can use it as foundation, but the original I can't, is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid. This is the dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Mine is in shade 010 Fair Light, and this works perfectly. I did have to repurchase it because the cap isn't the strongest, so it got a rip in. So I did repurchase it. And as I mentioned, the Charlotte Tilbury I can really only use as primer. However, this is truly that 3-in-1. Use it as a primer, use it as a highlight, and on good skin days, with nothing much going on, just a touch of concealer, this can be beautiful as a skin tint all over my lid, all over my face, because I do like a bit of glow. If you don't like glowy things, you're not going to like it, but the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid I prefer over the Charlotte Tilbury. More complexion then, and that would be the Maybelline Super Stay Concealer. This is the active wear concealer, and I fell in love the minute I tried this. Maybelline and also L'Oreal, which I really sort of feel is like one thing because they're essentially the same company, of course. L'Oreal owns so many brands, but like for me, whether I go browse L'Oreal or Maybelline, there isn't a whole lot of difference. I don't have that many L'Oreal products in my collection anymore, so I was thinking maybe I could ask you guys what are your go-to L'Oreal products? Over here, they're quite expensive, so that's probably why. I did pick up a new L'Oreal product when I was in the UK, though. They're a little bit cheaper over there than they are here, and that's just why. But yeah, this one from Maybelline is excellent. It's one of my favorite all-time concealers. I believe they are reformulated, or it has already been reformulated, so this packaging is no longer around. I have mine in shade 05. It's an excellent shade match. It's really long wearing, and I really enjoy this one. Again, drugstore concealers can be a little bit off for me because of the shade ranges. They're not always the texture I want either, because I like really dewy products. And I find that in the drugstore, a lot of complexion products are incredibly mattifying, which just doesn't go with my dry skin. but this has been a standout for sure. And finally, in like the complexion part of things, I really enjoy the ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray. ColourPop, are they drugstore? Are they not? I think it really depends on where you live, whether you consider them to be drugstore. For me in Europe, they are a little bit pricier to buy. I just by now always wait for the Black Friday sale. I make sure I hit the threshold for free shipping, but I stay under the amount of money that if you pay over that, like you have to pay additional custom fees. Like I try to stay within that lane and then I'm fine. The Pretty Fresh setting spray is the only setting spray currently in my possession. It's the only setting spray I use. The last time they did a Black Friday sale, I picked up 4 of them because it's simply my favorite and I don't want to be without it. I've never tried a setting spray that sets my makeup in place, but it is also not drying. This is incredibly hydrating on the skin and I love how it merges everything together and it just adds a touch of longevity to any makeup I'm wearing. So that's why the ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray is an ace in my book. I haven't tried another setting spray in years because of it. Finally then, powder. This is what's on my face today because I am currently wearing the full face makeup look that I did for you on Tuesday with nothing but Kiko products. So of course I have to mention the Kiko Radiant Fusion powder in shade 1. This is absolutely beautiful. It's a dupe for Hourglass's ambient lighting powder in diffused light. That's what this is duping. I have a comparison short up on the channel. I can link it in the description box down below if you want to. And this is absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice lightweight powder. It sets things in place, but it's more of like a finishing powder more so than anything else, especially if you go in with a wispy brush and a light hand. I feel this never looks dry and cakey on me, and it's an excellent one. And it's a third of the price of what you pay for the Hourglass. Let's talk more cheek products then, and I have blush, bronzer, and highlighter, of course, for you to talk about. My first step then is always going to be bronzer, and this has been one of my favorite bronzers of all time. It's the Soap & Glory Solar Powder Bronzer. They brought this back. I had one, and the old one I hit pan on, and then they discontinued it, and I couldn't really use the darker side anymore because this has 2 shades, as you can see. The original had that as well, and this darker side took more time to use up. It was like a stiffer formula, so it didn't pick up as much of that side as the other, but it had a huge dent on the light side, and that side was completely used up pretty much. So it was really difficult to get the shade I wanted with this, so that's why I ended up decluttering it over time. And then last year they brought it back, and I was the happiest little bunny you can imagine, because the Soap & Glory Solar Powder Bronzer is excellent indeed. For highlighter, I think you'd need to look no further than the Catrice More Than Glow highlighters. These are these like baked gelée formula highlighters that are lovely. They do a bunch of them in different shades. This is incredibly high shine, very impactful. You need to look past the very cheapy packaging here, I feel, but Catrice do excellent highlighters. They do so many great complexion products. Like Catrice is essentially one of my favorite drugstore brands, I feel, and this needs to get a little bit more loving, I feel. So that's why I wanted to show you this one in this video, because Catrice does an excellent highlighter indeed. And then the MUA Blushed Blushes. These are really lovely. These are a liquid blush formula, very similar to the Cloud Paints from Glossier, and I like these better. They come in a better shade range for me. One of my favorite shades is Dusty Rose, which is this one. Dusky Rose, I always get the name wrong of this. It's a really beautiful sort of like neutrally, sort of just a little bit of a flush, but not too much. Has a bit of warmth, but it's also quite cool toned. Like it's that really nice neutral tone blush. So I love this thing to pieces, and MUA is another great brand. So this is an excellent product that I feel is very overlooked at the drugstore. I don't hear anybody else talking about this. When it comes to eyes and eye-related product, I do really exclusively use drugstore products for my brows. I don't use anything else. And a go-to combo for me has been the Essence Make Me Brow. This one is empty. I have tried so many high-end brow products. I've tried Refi, I've tried Glossier, I've tried Benefit, I've tried Anastasia. Nothing beats this under €3 little brow gel for me. It lasts a really long time. I just had to pick up a new one because this one is running low. But yeah, this is an excellent product, and I love me some Essence as well. And then some more Soap and Glory, the Archery Brow Pencil. This is really pretty as well. I think it's in blonde or blondie, like the Essence one is in blondie brows, I know that much. But it's just one of those twist up pencils. This is in my Shop My Stash currently. I have several of these in backup because the only place I can find this is in Boots. And Boots does ship online to us, but the blonde shade isn't always on there. So whenever I'm in the UK, I pick up like 2 of them. So that I always have this on hand because it does last quite a long time. And then of course, where would we be without the Kiko eyeliners and eyeshadow sticks? If you want good quality eyeliners and eyeshadow sticks, you don't have to go high end at all. I feel that Kiko does them better or just as good as high end brands. Sure, I love my Victoria Beckham eyeliners, but the Kiko ones are comparable. My theory is because Kiko is an Italian brand and a lot of luxury brands are made in Italy, that they share the same manufacturer. That's my theory. That's why I have been able to find so many dupes within the Kiko range, and this is lovely. I just grabbed a random one. This is shade 9. This is the Intense Color Long-Lasting Eyeliner. I have this in heaps of shades. Whenever they do a Black Friday sale, I always pick up a couple of extra ones, just so we can have the complete collection at some time, some period in time. Sorry, I'm trying to talk to you fast. And the long-lasting eyeshadow sticks from Kiko. I don't think I still have any high-end eyeshadow sticks in my possession. I try them from time to time, and then I always come back to these. In the look that I've got on today, I used several of my eyeliners and eyeshadow sticks from Kiko. So if you want to see me create a look with these to see how they apply and go on, these are excellent. You can use them as eyeshadow by themselves. They're an excellent one and done, but they can also be layered under eyeshadows. The eyeliners are great for like the waterline and accentuating things. And even these eyeshadow sticks are narrow enough that they fit me on my lower lash line as well. So this is such an excellent product. For a single eyeshadow, of course I have to go in with my ColourPop in Ritz. I like several other ones as well. Moira does some pretty things too. But my Ritz, like, there's this little thing that's like flying around in there, so I have to be very careful. This is so low. I'm about to use this up. I think I'm going to travel with this over the summertime, just this shade, maybe a bit of So Quiche, and bring no other eyeshadow products just because I will be traveling for 3 weeks over summer in a very warm country, so I know I will not be wearing a lot of makeup at all. But yeah, this is just excellent. I always travel with these. They're so nice and easy to use. The Super Shocks from ColourPop, I have found if I go for these sheer wet look shades that they are excellent. And I have tried so many other wet look kind of shadows, also from more expensive brands. And this one just can't be beat. Eyeshadow palettes I struggle with at the drugstore. Again, I think that when it comes to good makeup, I wouldn't go to the drugstore if I'm buying an eyeshadow palette. A single, an eyeshadow stick sort of thing, yes, I will go for that. But eyeshadow palettes, the only ones that I would really highly recommend that are for sale year-round, because I like some of my Essence and Catrice things I have, but those are no longer sold. But the MUA little 5 pans, this is Enchantment, which is a really pretty cool tone, and Andromeda Skies, these are incredibly stunning. Really intensely shimmers in here as well. The 15 pan they do is really nice as well. But in terms of drugstore eyeshadow, I feel like we need a revolution on when it comes to drugstore eyeshadow, I feel, because we haven't had too many. And the final thing I need to show you, this is unopened, so I can't show you the brush, but the Maybelline Falsies mascara. I exclusively use drugstore mascara. Essence, Catrice, Maybelline, and L'Oreal are my go-tos. From L'Oreal, I really like the Lash Paradise. This Falsies one from Maybelline. From Catrice, I really like the Glam and Dole range, both the black waterproof and the brown waterproof I really enjoy. And from Essence, I love the Lash Princess and the Call Me Queen, and the Lash Princess now also comes in a brown. So I've covered all of my bases, and I just sort of rotate between those three, like those 4 brands. And I make like little combos. The Catrice Glam and Dole is always in my Shop My Stash because I get the waterproof version and it helps me to prevent any smudging from happening, and it looks best on my lower lash line as well. So if you want like a truly tried and true, like I think I've used like 20 of those Catrice Glam and Doll waterproof mascaras by now. So those were all of the products I wanted to show you. No, I still have one more. We still have lips. And for lips, I wanted to show you another brand because, again, I love Catrice. Kiko do excellent lip products. Again, a lot of them are dupes. I'm wearing one of them on my lips today. Milani do really, really good lipsticks as well. But I wanted to also include as many brands as possible in this video today. And I've got Revlon here. Cherries in the Snow. Can it get any more classic than this? Like this, like pinky red. It's so, so pretty. This is, I think, their Super Lustrous. Yes, this is their Super Lustrous lipstick in Cherries in the Snow. And Revlon, I've really rediscovered, especially their lip products last year. I found myself in Boots. I bought a couple of things, and then I found a sale on Zalando and bought some more. And when I was last in the UK, I picked up another shade because I love these Revlon lipsticks so, so much. So yeah, Revlon is another excellent one as well. You don't, like, I like my luxury, like Lisa Eldridge and MAC lipsticks. I love them for sure. I like the Gucci ones I have, the Charlotte Tilbury ones that I still love. But I also love me a bit of drugstore. So yeah, I think that these were all of the products I wanted to show you in all of these different categories. I've run you through how I like to do my makeup and what product I would think that's excellent at the drugstore. So of course, some of these brands may be easier for you to get than others. That depends on where you live. I live in Europe, so I have different access to things for sure than when you're in the US, or maybe if you're in Australia or Asia. That all matters, of course. So yeah, thank you so very much for joining me here today. Let me know in a comment down below, what are some of your better than high-end drugstore products, because I would love to know. And for now, I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thumbs up this video in the meantime, subscribe so you can be updated from when I post new videos, and then I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye!